Another day, another video, and it happens to be another Lotus. In case you haven't seen the previous one, go check that out somewhere up there. This particular one is an Evora 400. Oh, I need to do an introduction. Hello folks and welcome. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Sid North. I do skids in cars and talk a load of rubbish. And every now and then I make a video as and when I'm bothered, and I seem to be on a roll. Second video in 1 week. Crazy, right? Anyway, after the Elise video, I got a DM on Instagram. You can follow me on there at sid.north. He said, look, do you want to have a go in my Lotus Evora 400? And I said, yeah, why not? Because this one is the facelift version. It's the generation 2 of this car. I've driven one of these before, and I drove the standard 200 odd horsepower version, but it was mapped to 300 odd. It was okay, it was good. It was good for the money because you can get them for about 20 odd grand. But this is the 400. It's sort of the midway between the GT 430, which is like the hardcore track focus version, and the standard car. And these are quite cool. They've been around for 10 years now. I'm gonna go for a drive. As you can see, the roads here are quite nice. We're in Bournemouth and we've got a nice bit of backdrop. It feels like the Brecon Beacons. And see what this Lotus is all about. Anyway, in case you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. If you're an owner out there and you're stupid enough to give me the keys, then email me and DM me. Anyway, let's go for a drive. Here we are then, in the Lotus Evora 400. I seem to be reviewing quite a few Lotuses now, but hey, why not? If the opportunity comes by, let's have a go, let's see what it's like. So, this is the second generation car in terms of styling from the previous generation, which you'll see a picture up there. It's quite a bit different, you know. The interior's got a few different dials, few buttons here. They've changed the seats, so before you had the Recaro Club Racer seats, now you've got these Sparkos, which are quite nice. It's got like the Alcantara and the leather in red as well too. The owner hasn't done anything to this car, it's pretty much stock. The only thing he has done is replace the Michelin Pilot Supersport tyres with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, and if you don't know anything else, the only thing you need to know about Michelins are the fact that they make brilliant tyres, and I'm not saying that so that Michelin can give me free tyres, I promise. They do make excellent tyres. You can spec these with an automatic gearbox, but you don't want that because it's absolute shite in my opinion. You want the 6-speed manual gearbox because it's a Lotus, it's a driver's car. I know that's a word I keep using all the time, but that's what the channel is all about. So, let's talk about the good bits. You do have a few driving modes. You've got sport mode and race mode. With the 400 you do get a sports exhaust, in which case you can hear right now sounds absolutely lovely. Supercharged V6, 400 horsepower, the power delivery is so linear. So, what are the good bits about this car? Well, to tell you the good things about this car, I need to slow down and head into a village, because this Evora, just driving it in a mundane situation, it's actually quite nice. You can actually date this car. The steering's nice and light. The seating position, at first you think, I'm sitting too high. I feel like I'm sitting in a Ford Transit. It's not. It's because the scuttle's really low in the car, which is quite nice. And you can see over it really well. For a mid-engine car, you can see out pretty okay. There's no blind spots in my opinion. It's actually quite nice. This 6-speed manual gearbox is pretty easy to stir and use. It's a little bit clunky around town, but you get used to it. The clutch is nice and light. The V6 is actually very, very quiet. In fact, you can just turn all the valves off. I can actually talk about what it's like to drive once you give it some stick. Woo! Lovely. The engine revs to 7,000 RPM, and it makes a lovely whine as well too. Nothing too crazy, but enough to give you the suggestion that it's supercharged, which is cool. V6. It might be an engine from a Camry, but it sounds really nice, and it's got a really good bass soundtrack. It's always exciting. This car weighs 1,350 kilograms by Lotus standards. This is basically the weight of a Bentley, but to be honest, compared to anything else, it's still light, nimble and sharp. What isn't nice is the price tag. Now, this car is a 16 reg, and I believe that the owner paid £50,000 for this. But if you were to buy one of these brand new, it would cost you, wait for it, £73,000. Now, Lotus, in my opinion, is a cool brand. I love what they do. I love stuff like the Esprit, but to most of the, what shall I say, normal petrol heads, not the ones who are anoraks, might not appreciate paying for this sort of money for this type of car. They might end up buying, say, something like a BMW M4 or a Porsche Cayman or something else with a little bit of badge prestigiousness. So being in this might not excite them, but it's one of these cars that you must have a go, trust me. If you give it a chance and go for a drive and take it for a long test drive, it's actually really enjoyable. Chassis in this car, well, it's a Lotus, so you've got bags of turning. In fact, you've got plenty of grip from the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. The steering is, well, I love the steering. It's a highlight for me. I just think it's just so nice. And coming out of some of these tight, twisty turns, criticism is the gearbox. Once again, you've got a linkage gearbox, so it's not a direct drive gearbox, and it means that once you start giving this car a load of stick and you change gear aggressively, it's a little bit imprecise and you can upset the synchros. So you might end up getting a crunch every time you change gear, but that's a small criticism. That engine though, it's no 911 soundtrack, but God, it's good enough. It's really good. It's so good. The brakes, well, they're AP Racing's as part of the 400, and do you know what? The pedal feel is a little bit soft initially, but digging a bit deeper and you'll find a nice sweet spot. But what I love is the dampers on this car. One setting, none of this silly going into 3 different modes bollocks. It's just one mode, one fixed damping quality. Another drawback with this though is, for some reason, you can't heel and toe in this car, and it's such a shame because the pedal setup's lovely, and obviously the steering's lovely, and obviously the seat position's so nice. But if I go to drop for fourth now, I've got the rev match down there, but if I go for third, it won't do it. There seems to be like a small dead spot in the throttle response, and you end up over revving it, which then means you cook the clutch, or you end up not doing it at all. It's a bit frustrating. Maybe there's a way of sorting it out. I don't know if that's just a Lotus trait. Do these cars go wrong? Because obviously we all know what Lotus stands for. Lots of trouble, usually serious. No, of course not. The engine's from a Toyota Camry. I know that sounds like a boring car, but it's a Toyota engine, so you're not going to have any problems at all. Never thought much of the Evoras. And this is now the third Lotus on this channel, but second Lotus this week I've driven. And I don't know, maybe I'm not like the biggest Lotus enthusiast, but yeah, I like them. Maybe it's because I like driving. I don't know, maybe it's because I prioritise driving above everything else, which actually brings me to a few drawbacks. But you know what? For me to talk about that, I think I need to get out of the car and take a little break. Oh, that was a fun drive, but I need to mention the drawbacks with this car. Now, if you're an adult and you're thinking that you could put your mates in the back of this car, you can't. But if you're a dad and you have a toddler, you do have seats there for children, which is quite handy, or you could use that as like a storage unit as well too. If you own a Mark V Fiesta or a Mark IV Ford Transit or the original Ford Mondeo, you might know that this key has come straight from it. And it doesn't finish from there as well too. If I jump inside, for a 60 odd, or actually let's talk about the new car price, 70 quid, because you can actually buy one of these brand new. You jump inside and you think, well, that's lovely, the steering wheel's really nice, that's nice, and the quality is actually pretty good. Okay, a few cheap materials here and there, but look at these indicator stalks. That is straight from a Ford Transit. Some people might find that slightly annoying. And also the sat-nav unit, this Alpine unit, that's just something that you would find from Halfords. Another problem with this car is you can't always grab reverse. You sort of, right, come on. There we go, it's in. Problem with cable linkage gearboxes. You do have a little reversing camera though, which is quite nice. 3-point turns are actually not too bad in this car. Just getting in reverse sometimes can be a bit of a pain. time to summarise this Lotus Evora 400. Cool Lotuses, this car is brilliant to drive. It's got bags of grip, it sounds really cool. It looks really cool as well too. The styling's really nice. I love the seat position, I love how friendly it is on the road. The highlight for me is the steering feel and also the damping on this car. I think it's absolutely excellent. The power delivery is really nice, supercharged V6. These engines are going to go soon. We're going to be having 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged stuff. I like it, I really do, but to some out there, they might not appreciate it. But you are the type of person that is sick of seeing regular stuff, i.e. 911s, etc. This could be the car for you. Anyway, that is the end of this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed this, and let me know what you think about the Lotus Evora 400. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What would you have instead for 60 grand or 73,000 pounds if you was to spend on it? Let me know, let's have a debate, let's talk about it. If you're an owner out there and you'd like me to review a car, anyway, I'm going home because I need to go film another video, which is actually my new car, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, bye bye, see you later.